Over the weekend, I got an opportunity to watch Materialists with my wife. This is Celine Song's new movie, right? Her second film. Her first film was Past Lives, and I absolutely love that movie. I think it is perfect, right? No notes. When I found out that she was doing this movie, or more accurately, when I found out that Materialist was her movie, I had seen the trailers around and I did not put it together until later. Once I put it together, I was like, okay, I'm going to watch this. And I was able to get my wife to come along. She's not always into the same movies that I'm into. I thought it was great. I absolutely loved it. When I was talking to somebody, I described it as a romantic dramedy. And it's sort of that. I think that it's heavier on the drama than the comedy. When I got into the theater and I was watching the film, the very beginning of it just felt slightly off to me. And I couldn't figure out, or I couldn't put my finger on what about it felt off. There's a few moments in those early scenes where Lucy, the protagonist, played by Dakota Johnson, is in her job mode. She's performing being a matchmaker. The way I would describe it is everyone in this film are performing something. They are trying to present a certain way. And at first I thought, okay, maybe it's just Lucy that's performing. But then when you look at the movie and when you think back on all of the scenes throughout the film, you realize that they're all performing something. And there's this kind of presentation of who they want to be and who they actually are. And in moments of distress or in moments of hardship or moments of true emotion, their full self comes to the fore and then they feel real in a way that they didn't feel before. There's this kind of like plasticness at the beginning, or there's a plasticness to the way that characters present before they get real. Dakota Johnson's character, Lucy, is one of those characters where you can feel that especially strongly, and then you can feel the shift really strongly. She has a conversation with her boss about this very serious thing, and they're going back and forth, and it's a very heavy discussion. And in the background, all of the other matchmaker women are celebrating. There's a scene earlier in the film where they're celebrating a big win, and they all are screaming and cheering, and it feels very rom-com to me. It feels like the rom-com version of a matchmaker that's really good at her job with coworkers that worship her because she's really good at her job. But then you get this scene where she's having a conversation in the office with her boss, and it's a very serious conversation. And Lucy, real Lucy, has shown up. This is not her performance version of herself. This is not the performative Lucy. This is who she really is. And in the background, they're still in the rom com. And so you get this really interesting, beautiful moment of Lucy in the foreground in a drama, having a real conversation and experiencing real emotions, and all of the matchmaker women in the background having the rom-com version of emotion, the performative emotions of being in a job where you have to believe in the job that you're doing in order to do it well. And Lucy is at this moment in her character arc where she's starting to not believe in the job, and she can't go back. And then they come in and they share the news that someone has made a match, and everybody's cheering, and the boss puts on the performance as well, and she joins them in cheering. And Lucy is stuck not celebrating, feeling and continuing to feel very real emotions that contradict the job that she's been set to do and who she's been presented as up until this point in the story. That's the moment I knew this is a deconstruction of the romance genre. I really enjoyed it. It's the first time in a long time that I've seen Chris Evans doing a role where he's not playing an action hero or even like a comedic version of one. This is Chris Evans in there was a particular era of Chris Evans where it was after Not Another Teen Movie and before Fantastic Four, where he was playing serious roles and he was doing a lot of dramas, and I missed him in those roles, and it was really exciting to get him back in those roles. Dakota Johnson is amazing. I think this is one of my first films where I'm actually seeing her in a dramatic role, and she's fantastic. Pedro Pascal is great as he always is, and he plays a character that I would not have liked in another film. If it wasn't Pedro Pascal playing this character, you would not have been able to get both the like the charming ladies man character while still having a very vulnerable, very real, very intelligent character. And I think that Pedro Pascal is one of the actors doing it right now that's managed to balance both of those things in his roles. I thought it was great, and I have this urge to rewatch it. I think it would be better on a rewatch. If I do rewatch it, I'll just have another one of these where I revisit it and talk a bit more about what I got on the second watch. All right. Thank you.